Welcome back. Well, we have the crazy quilters here. And of course, in my opener, I said they're not crazy. They just love to quilt. We have Brenda and Donna. Well, welcome, ladies. How are you?
Good. We're good. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we've got a lot to talk about, a lot to get through. So first, let's start out with who you are and how long you've been quilting. So we'll start with you, Brenda.
Well, I've been quilting for less than a year.
Oh, wow.
And trying very hard to get a little bit better.
That's great. How long have you lived in the woods?
We've owned a place for about 10 years, but we wintered here for a couple times and loved it so much that we moved here.
I love it. That's great. And how about you, Donna?
I've been quilting for about 20 years, and I've lived here for about 4 years.
Oh, wow, that's great. You know what I love is the fact that you've only been doing it a year, and you've been doing it for so long that it's nice that you can teach people. So it really doesn't matter if you're an expert or not, right?
That's exactly right.
Absolutely.
Okay.
They got me going.
They got you going. That's great. Well, what are some of the things that you need to have as a quilter? Like, do you need to have a sewing machine?
Actually, you don't, because if you came to Clubhouse 4, we have the sewing machines, we have all the tools that you need to cut the fabrics, we have patterns, we have templates,
wonderful.
Thread, needles, everything. You don't need one thing to start out.
I love it because, you know, sometimes people just don't know where to start, so I think that's awesome. Tell me a little bit about the club, how long it's been around, how many members?
Okay, so it's about 20 years. The club has been around. We have about 50 members, paid members, and what else? And we've recently started working with the sewers in the next room, designing simple quilts that pretty much anybody could do. This one only has 5 pieces in it, and a simple back without a binding.
So let's kind of hold this up a little bit. So this is like a panel, these little panels here, and then you sew those together.
Yeah, this is a panel. We just added strips on either end, and this is the kind of quilt that we've been doing. The quilters make a kit, the sewers do the sewing, and this is what we've been using for our chemo quilt project for City of Hope.
And they're really soft. This is super soft.
It's a fleece back. It's not your traditional cotton backing with the batting.
Okay, and you said you're doing this for chemotherapy people?
Right. Right now, our current project is for City of Hope. Our goal is 130. We're over 100 now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is great. Now, now look we're showing a picture right now. Is that all of the ones that you've made?
No, these are, you tell them.
This is the placemat project that we did. Meals on Wheels contacted us, and they wanted to give a placemat with Easter dinner to those receiving their meals.
That is
so
great.
As a reward, there's another picture.
Oh, one more. There's another one that has a cake in it.
And so I had this cake made, and Donna loves purple, so it's in her honor.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so I wanted to say thank you to all the people that helped us, and we completed that in less than 3 weeks.
Man, that is amazing. That is awesome.
And also, I'd like to give a heads up, or a shout out actually, to Gary Barnes, because he is one of our quilters, believe it or not. We have several men that quilt.
Nice.
And he is our photographer.
Oh, good. So he took those photos. That's fantastic. Let's talk about what's behind you. So that is a much larger quilt, much more difficult.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So why is this more difficult?
Well, just by the number of pieces.
Okay.
And it was a group project. We had a couple of ladies choose the fabrics from our fabric that we have available to make quilts for donation.
Okay.
And then we designed the quilt. Another gal, Linda Dunnigan, pieced the quilt.
Oh, wow.
I quilted the quilt, the layers, and someone else put the binding on. So this is what we call an opportunity quilt. This we'll have at the Art Affair on June 4th.
Oh, nice. Oh,
and if you can make a donation to the guild, you may receive the quilt, and then we use that money to buy the fleece backing and also the batting to go in all the quilts that we donate. That's how we raise the money to make our charity quilts.
Yeah. Now I know on camera they really can't see the details, but there's so much that goes into all of this. How long does something like this take?
Oh, it takes hours and hours.
Right.
Yeah,
From start to finish.
From start to
finish.
Like
weeks?
I would say weeks, yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, it's absolutely beautiful. What do people use the quilts for?
Well, they use it for decor. These they use to stay warm.
Yes.
So I would say both, decor and to stay warm.
And
Okay.
some people you make wall hangings, beautiful
Oh,
wall
that's true.
hangings.
Yeah, we are making a couple of those for the art
Okay.
fair too, just to see, to
good.
get outside our usual things that we do.
So you are going to be at the art fair, which is great, art
Right,
fair, and
right.
that's on June 4th, I
June
believe.
4th.
Good.
In Clubhouse 2.
Great,
Right.
great. That's wonderful. Well, I love all the things that you guys are doing. You're very busy. What are some things that you're requesting right now? Like for donations, other than obviously monetary, but what
Well,
about?
the one thing that we're using, I've found from talking to chemo patients and also yesterday talking to our contact for the VA community, for veterans community, is that they really appreciate the fleece back.
Okay.
So that's something that most of us quilters don't have in our stash to donate.
Okay.
So either the fleece itself or donations for the fleece backing would really help, because our next goal will be our next project will be to make more of this size quilts and smaller quilts and bigger quilts
Right.
for veterans and firefighters. As soon as
that's
we
great.
finish this, we're going to move on to that.
Oh, that's great. So you have a project you have ongoing projects all
Right,
the time.
right.
That's wonderful. Now, of course, if somebody wants to get in touch with you, you guys do have a website.
Right.
And that is crazyquiltersguild.org.
Right.
So, of course, if they want to get in touch with you, donate, maybe participate,
Right,
come
exactly.
check out what you have going on.
Right.
We are open in Clubhouse 4
Okay.
in the quilting room on Mondays between 9 and 4 and Thursdays between 12 and 8.
Okay.
We encourage anybody that wants to learn to quilt or already does to join us. We're a friendly group. We have a good time. I've learned a lot.
Oh, well, yeah, and only for a year. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. Thank you so much for the information.
for having
Congratulations
us.
on all your work. And thank you so much for helping out all those people.
Thanks for having us.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
Okay.
If you want more information, of course, you can always go to crazyquiltersguild.org.